welcome back. Slightly different episode tonight. Back in the office for this one, and I'll explain a bit more after the intro. Okay, so this episode is a little different. This was actually our first major project that we tackled. We handed over a couple of days ago to the client, and we're really excited about the outcome of this one. I'm not going to reveal the final product. That's going to make the video way too short, and I think you might want to enjoy seeing what went into getting this project done. Slightly different format from usual, so I'm going to show you a bunch of photos. Unfortunately, I didn't have video capability at the time of doing this project, or for the majority of this project. So I will do a voiceover on the photos and try and explain what we did and the steps we had to take to fix up the issues that there were. This is not a full restoration. The car was a running, previously restored vehicle. Initially it came in for a bit of paint repair, and the customer decided they actually wanted to do a color change on it, and I actually think the customer made the perfect choice. Color that he chose and the fact that he changed the color, it came out absolutely brilliant. The car is absolutely stunning. I love how the car came together. The customer is really happy with it. So yeah, let's see if I can take you through this one. Okay, so basically what we have here, like I said, the car was in a very good condition to begin with, but it came in for a bit of paint work. So one of the issues was the seams were filled up with body filler, and the client wanted the seams visible. So that was our first step, and this is where we actually started getting into some issues with the condition of the car. And what was, well, as you can see here, the front rocker on the right hand side was fairly badly damaged, from either what I would assume might have been pavement damage, so bad so that the seam actually split, and that's the reason you see the G-clamp there. We actually used that to pull everything straight and to hold it back together. There we actually made a new end cap for it. The old one was just too far gone, so we made a whole new end cap that we welded in, did a bit of rust repair, straightened things out on that side. This is the left hand side, same rocker panel. This was just filled in with body filler. So basically we chipped out all the body filler, cleaned it off, and from there we started making new replacement panels, as you can see here. So all that previous, well, the non-repair that was previously done was repaired and fixed up. It was actually a pretty interesting project for us from this regard. I'm very pleased with how the repair came along and how the final product looked. It really was a fantastic finished result, so we're very proud of that one. That was there wasn't a lot of rust on the car, or a lot of stuff that concerned us. That would have been the worst of it, from a rust point of view. There was a little bit of rust in the left rear, what do you call it, the left rear rocker panel, and that was a minor fix. This is where we got into our major issues. Previous damage that was repaired very poorly. They braced up the panel and pulled it completely skew. You'll see the back of the car actually swung out about 10 millimeters on that quarter panel. So we basically had a little bit of rust in that bottom corner, which wasn't too bad, but I was going to have to cut and weld. So I decided to basically replace that rear corner almost on the car. So there you can see the first of the patch panels being made. I went with that one first because it is the easiest one to make. This was an interesting one, probably the hardest sheet metal fix that I've ever had to do. You've got a crown coming vertically and you've got a crown going horizontally, so that was quite a difficult repair, but a very interesting repair. As you can see, we went all the way down to the, or underneath the taillights to fix that accident damage that was there previously. So it's test fitting our new panel, and after that we then fitted it back into place, welded it up, and got rid of all that brazing damage that was there. Even the spotlights on or spot welds on the inside of the panel was done, and there's all the scrap that we cut out. You can see all the brazing work that went into that one. So here we did the inside of a mudguard. Yes, unfortunately the inside panel was also damaged, so we made a new panel for the inside of that fender. We tried to keep all the folds that was originally there the same as what was on the car, and you can see there in the next photo how that all came together. So also again, interesting one. This is the same sorry, that's the right hand fender by the door, basically where the door and the fender comes together. It had some major rust damage there that we also fixed up. I did use rust inhibitor and rust converters on the inside. It is a double panel, and we sprayed rust inhibitor and rust converter inside there to prevent future damage. And that's where you can see our finished result on that repair. Also very happy with how that repair came along. Okay, there's the front passenger side door, left hand side door, and we closed up some of the previous drill holes. Engine bay had some brake fluid damage, as you normally have on these cars, so that's the reason that we went back down to bare metal on that one. You will see going forward from here we are going to start doing paint work. You can see that in the bottom, the front of the car's already been painted a bit. That was to do all the filling paint, which I'll explain in a bit. But as you can see, we cleaned it up, got everything ready, and then we did our paint work. Again, I have to apologize for these videos. We did this, these photos were taken from a phone before we had video capabilities. So these are a couple of components from the engine bay that we replated in-house. We tried to do a cadmium plate on some of them, and then the normal zinc plating that you'd expect from a factory installation. There you can see some of the other engine components that, or engine bay components that was plated and redone. As you can see, we're getting close to having the engine bay assembled and having all the running gear and suspensions and all that sprayed up. As you can see here from this photo, all the inner seams, everything has been spray painted before we put the car back together, so that there's no missed areas. So even behind the door hinges, everything was sprayed and filled in. Same with the doors. As you can see, basically we tried to get in everywhere where we possibly could and made sure that we didn't have any of the old color bleed coming through. That's the right hand side fender. Also again on the flanges, everything on the inside, this was all resprayed and painted green. And then the inside of the panels, where you don't normally see, that was all done with a stone guard black. Some more assembly on the engine bay, and there we started with the fenders and doing the spray painting on the front fenders. And there's my Spitfire in the background. So you'll see, yeah, there's some polishing that started happening here. So this is after we started putting back together and started finishing off the project. With some of the interior assembly done, and we're coming along nicely, starting to get closer to a finished product. None of the panel alignment was done at this point yet. We were basically just assembling for paint at this point in time. Okay, and as we get closer to the reveal of the finished project, please let us know what you think. Did we do a good enough job? Do you think we could have done better in any way? Any advice, any tips, greatly appreciated. From us at the Smithworks Automotive team, thank you for watching, thanks for support, and please remember to hit the like button, hit the subscribe button, and turn on the notification bell for future videos. Hope you enjoyed. Cheers.